Welcome, man, to another episode of Listen to What You're Missing, man. You feel me? It was only right that I had my brother Barnone in the building, man. Welcome, brother.
Going on, brother?
Thank you for blessing me by coming through.
Thank you for
You know
having
what I'm
me.
saying?
bro.
How your
Thank
day
you.
go?
It's an honor, man. It's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I'm
It's
chilling, you
good.
know. Blessed to be here, man. I appreciate you shining the light on it. This is nice. I'm very proud of you for putting this together. It's very nice setup, so just keep it rocking.
Well, man, we started rapping together way back when, you feel me, before we even knew we was rapping, we was just putting words together and you know what I'm saying, like and without you, like really, bro, like, when I was sitting down, you just kept, motivating me, and you gotta come out, and do the music. So, a lot of times that I was effing off, doing my thing. You're like, bro, you gotta come to the lab and knock it out, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
I mean, we grew up in that era. We grew up in the era of, bars, rapping over instrumentals, smoking some weed, chilling for the bullshit, and then, you went through your little thing, and I started to take it a little more seriously. So it was only right when you got the chance that I felt like, man, let's put something together, and I'm glad that I pushed you and motivated you to do so.
Yeah, let me ask you
because
this.
here we are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let me ask you this then, bro. So, like I said, as a late bloomer, tell me like this, because like I said, I really was just doing it just to do it. Like, it was like a fun thing. But when did you actually in your mind be like, you know what, man, I'm raw, man. I'm gonna go take this seriously. I'm gonna dedicate my time to this and my money. At what point was that?
Man, it was a while ago, but it was really when I got the feedback from people who were like Cash Winovy. We was rapping before Pro Tools, so like, remember we would make them tapes back in the day, tapes. So that dates us right there. But anyway, when we got we got that feedback, and people were really like, they were attached to it, and we got people were speaking highly of it. I felt like it might as well put some energy into it, put our mind on it, and we spent some money, we traveled, we did what we did, and you're still going, man. I feel like, to be honest with you, you at your strongest point right now. You feel me? Like, and that's no bullshit. Like, I feel like you creatively you are at the peak of where you need to be honest with you. And I feel like, because now that you've grown into what you are, what you want to say and how you want to say it, it's total. There's like no holds barred. You feel me? Yeah. So I feel like it's just like it's a process. You know what I mean? It's like, back then you might have not take it as seriously, but you were still on it. You feel me? We couldn't have done what we did. I couldn't have done it without you. You get what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? So it's like, it's a give and take situation. You know what I mean? And I'm just glad that you're still going. You're still going hard. You're still focused on it. You know what I mean? Because it really shows, man. So, you know what I mean?
Well, that's why I say late bloomer, right? Because that's why I say late bloomer, because at some point, like I said, it was just like, it was like an art at first, and then at some point did I realize, what, I could deliver a message. Yeah. I could be more deeper with it, and then I started listening to a lot of stuff and things that really like was like, what, you know what I mean? like this is dope to y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, so then I'm, like I said, at that point it just became my therapy, bro. That's where I think the genuineness came, and this is why I meant it as hard as ever. You know what I mean? And like I said, it's just like,
and it shows, man. Like, when you do some like music, or like, let's just say like graffiti or anything that uses your mind to put something together, and you do it with good intent, and it comes from like a good, truthful place. Yeah. Whatever comes out is gonna be genuine, and people can tell the difference between this dude's only doing this because he think it's cool, between the guy who's doing it and putting his heart and soul into it. You can tell what's genuine and what's not. Like, I always respected people, like, even when it came to rapping, like, to the people who are themselves when they rap. You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a shit. You could rap. If you into video games and you got bars on video games, or you put something together that's so dope that I feel like, damn, that's really you. Yeah. I respect the hell out of that. Only because you speak in your truth. Like, you know what I mean? So
And you could hear it and you could feel it nowadays,
Yeah.
but then again, it's also difficult because I mean we dealing with AI. What you think about that? Like you got people that could just really that could just put together a whole song just like a chat GPT. Can you make me a song about this? You know,
my honest opinion on AI is I hate it, bro. It's gonna take away the human aspect of everything. Like
it's horrible. Yeah,
you know, like if you got, you know, like it just takes away the like I know people who use Chat GPT to answer on emails and shit like that, and it's like that's not really you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not genuine. So when people start to rely on shit like that, and then you have to be you, what's the outcome? You get what I'm saying? Like what if that's no longer there, but you rely on it so much, now you just lost the whole human aspect of yourself. So
that's the beauty because
that's my opinion.
It's almost like this podcast. You know what I mean? Because then again, it's like, you know, when you're really like, if you really like trash and you just come on and there's nothing that you can break down, you know what I mean? That's like taking the Chat GPT thing away, the AI away. I have to tell the story though because it's a funny story, man. You know, I was out in Vegas and was texting back and forth with you know, little female from the Rhino. You know what I'm saying? And it was funny because I was just like, "What's up? What you up to?"
She was using Chat GPT on you.
Bruh, no, listen. I said, "What you up to?" And she said, "According to my schedule." I said, "Oh, this is
robot."
Yeah, and it was just too punctual. It had too much punctuality to it. Like it was just
natural,
too right.
Man. It's not natural. You know, like you can't attach to anything it's just not natural. Just that's my opinion. You know, like I just wonder like what our our grandchildren and beyond that would be like if this keeps on going. But that's like a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, it's a whole nother conversation. You know what I mean? But you know, like I said, just based
it's being
on
genuine.
Game.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, based on game. And I also had to share this. You know, it was I was speaking with my son, man, because I had I like share lessons with him. Speaking of, shout out baby Jay, because he on the song we about to present, Family Man, you know what I mean?
In the intro.
You know, that's one thing about us, right? We stay putting our kids all over the place, right?
Yeah, no, for sure.
But yeah, I had to tell him one time, it was like, based on money, I said, man, you're never inferior. You're always superior to yourself, no matter who it is, no matter if it's a celebrity, whatnot, And the reason why I said this is like, because if I put $500,000 on the table, 9 times out of 10, somebody gonna take that, especially you youth, But just like in the prison system, right? They give you a care package. You think that's free? That shit ain't free, brother. You feel me? You owe them, bro. You owe them, and that's what I'm saying. And it's funny because the only way I could get to him is because of the biggest thing. I said, okay, that's like Diddy gave these people opportunities and they took their cheeks.
You can't take back what your butthole received.
He
can never get him back, bro.
You can't never get your manhood back, bro. You get what I'm saying? So and then just to go a little more deeper into it, if you really think about it, it's actually there's gonna be a time where when we school them, there's gonna be times someone comes across a situation where they come across a situation similar to that, and they wouldn't know their answer. They're guided. You feel me? That's how deep it gets. Because it honestly made me tear a little bit because I was like, damn, I wish I just had somebody to tell me the right from wrong. For sure. The everything that glittered on gold type situation. So but then, man.
I mean, like even you just saying that just kind of goes all the way back to the whole like fan biz thing. You know what I mean? It's always been like a family thing.
All the time.
Then, our kids grow up together. You
Appreciate
know what I mean? We grew up as kids together. Our kids grow up together. And like really at the end of the day, if you instill those values into our youth, into our kids, as much as fucking off we did in our life, like we still have real good values, you know what I mean? And real guidance to teach these young kids. Cause really that's where it's at. Like I would hate to guide my son or your son or anybody's kids really into a bunch of bullshit. You know what I mean? Like that's not what it's about, so.
It's almost just giving them a game, like, you know what I mean, an answer to, to situations that gonna come up in the future. You know what I mean? Sure. And like I said, it'll click to them opposed to somebody that comes across a situation and they're just like, I want that money. You know what I mean? Sure. And then they just like drown themselves.
And then that's why I chose this song today. It's called Family Van. The premise is really like to get into it is it's just a different perspective than what I myself or even us will make a song about. You know what I mean? Like really I'm a little older now. My values are different. My mind is different. I'm in a different state. I'm in a whole different. My life is worked a little differently. You know what I mean? So it was just a different approach. I just want to try something really, but I still, still had a little party vibe to it. I still get some game to you. You know what I mean? And a little bit of hustling in there and things things of that nature.
I have to actually add to that because you said the value to the life too though. But if you really think about it too, there's like it's a big thing where the value of time starts becoming the most important, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like the time, like it's like the most valuable thing.
I hear it all the time, man. The biggest currency is time, bro. You don't ever get it back, man.
You can't never get that back.
You can never get it back. You can spend $1,000 in a day and get it back tomorrow.
Yeah.
You can never get that day back though.
Yeah, I said that about something, like something that's rare, right? You get something that's rare, but somebody's willing to offer you this amount for it, and you get rid of it, but for the money, right? But there's money everywhere. You know what I mean? But you may never get that rarity back.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? No matter what the price was, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So it's all life lessons, man.
Hell yeah.
And to be real with you, the family van, man. When I heard you drop that song, I was like, family van. And you know what interests me, bro, was by all means, bro. Like I said, what do? I call you sometimes, say, bro, I'm your number one fan, bro. Because you always been that, You freestyle off the head, man. It was like, sometimes people freestyle and you think of the word that they gonna say to rhyme with it. And I never could figure yours out, bro. Like, and that's a rare, that's a rare quality. That's a rare talent,
Yeah, no, that's.
But so when you did the family van, man, I was just like, what I was put myself in a position like, what would I rap about if I had to rap about a family van? And you did it, bro. So so that lead me to this question, man. What drove you to make that song Family Van? Call it Family Van. And did you make the beat first and then write to it, or did you write and then needed a beat?
So I had the idea in my head already. I was just, because what's crazy is that I don't write as usually as I used to. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I just don't be inspired, bro. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's even like the music I hear don't even inspire me. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, I'm like, whatever. But I had the idea in my head already. I was like, man, what if I made a song like for people in a certain situation or a certain age, bracket that can relate to this shit. Like it's not really like made for everybody, right? Like rapping is a young man's sport. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
But like, what I was like, who's done a song to like capture somebody my age who go through these certain situations and how they handle them? And you ain't never gonna hear that. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was like, let me challenge myself. Maybe this is something that inspired me to write about something like that. So I had the idea in my head.
Right.
And for those who know me, the family van come attached with me. So
yeah, you like real deal got the family van.
So that was already the idea in my head, and then me and Cuddy, we make music with Cuddy all the time, and I put out a project called Rapping Bullshit, which was pretty much R&B beats like remixed, kind of like to catch nostalgic feeling. You know what I mean? Like I was really going for like 90s beats, like give me some 90s R&B shit. Yeah. So he threw me this one beat. It was like the Montel Jordan, fucking old school beat. I was like, that's kind of nostalgic right there. And then I had like the first like 4 bars in my head, and I started spinning. I was like, oh, okay, I could build off this. So then from there, it just kind of built itself, and it just kind of continued. And eventually I got myself over here to Mike's, and we just knocked it out.
Man. Shout out Mike, man. Shout out Cuddy. Mike make it convenient, man. You know what I mean? Like there be times I have an idea in my head, Mike. I come through, he like, man, I got an hour for you. You know what I mean? And I just get to get it off my chest.
It's good.
So
shout out Young Cuddy. Shout out Mike Angelo, man. Good people.
And then so you had the idea, but you got the beat, and then you made the song.
And then I just kind of just built off that once I had the beat. You know what I mean? I was like looking for a beat. I had like this idea. I just kept on saying I'm on some trapping shit and a family man. Because that's really how I felt. I was like, man, I'm on some trapping shit and a family man.
Yeah.
Traffic in a family van.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
And so I kept on going off that. And really the song is like the hook just bleeds into the verse on both ends, So I mean really that's how it just came about. So each verse starts with I'm on some trapping shit and a family man. You might catch me in the traffic in a family van.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So we gonna keep on going, dear man.
So then the next bars after that was staying solid on to keep the shit $100 grand. I stack my 100's face up in them rubber bands. I can hear that money talking. It's saying come and get me. It's family business till I die, so they coming with me. Went from stacking up this paper, came from pinching pennies. Went from eating Mastros from Ceremony Denny's. So if you my age, if you know what Ceremony Denny's is, then you can relate to this. If you don't know, if you ain't never ate at Ceremony Denny's, that shit don't even exist no more. So obviously the song might not be for you. You know what I mean? But
and it's funny that you say that because that was actually the go-to after all the after hours.
Exactly.
You feel me?
If you know, before we were old enough to go to the club, we get drunk and end up at Ceremony Denny's
in the parking lot all night long.
Still drinking, you know what I mean? Might order a little breakfast, might have a little coffee, but we was in the parking lot, never got kicked out. We was just chilling there.
It was chill.
You know what I mean? And everybody knew, like, if you ain't at Ceremony Denny's, you either at there or you at, like, Nations of Westlake even. You know what I mean? Like, open all night.
Just wherever's 24 hours, just to be on the safe side, you feel me?
So I threw that in there, you know. I said, went from stacking up this paper, came from pinching pennies, went from eating Mastros to Ceremony Days. Now, if you know what Mastros is, then you know, salute to you.
Right.
I used to
private room upstairs in Vegas. Yeah.
I used to sip the Henny, but now I drink agave. I took a trip to Cabo like I was Rico Suave. Drinking Casa de Valle, getting my relax on, blowing on these C notes like I played the saxophone.
Man.
So here's a little quick history. Is I used to play the saxophone actually when I was a kid, man.
I didn't know
Shout
that.
out my brother Mike Bell. We was in a band together when I was young. We used to play saxophone. So that's a little tidbit I threw in there.
Right.
And then I go on to saying, shit, the tag on the pack too high. It's flooded in the streets. We ain't never going dry.
Yeah.
Don't ever accept a failure without giving a try, cause that's some shit you gotta live with until you die. So now that's some game for you saying.
Run that back one more time for me, Thug.
I said. The tag on the pack too high. It's flooded in the streets. We ain't never going dry. Don't ever accept a failure without giving a try, because that's some shit you gotta live with until you die.
Man.
Meaning, and I tell this to my son all the time.
Yeah.
Like, some people have this notion in their head that they already know the outcome without trying anything.
Of course.
You know, like I'll be like, oh, why don't you try this? Nah, it's gonna be, you know, this da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, you're not
so
going for it.
So in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, if that's the case, you already failed. And you're gonna have to live with that.
Yeah.
If you never try it,
and
if you try it and you fail, then you know.
All right, so
if you never try, you already failed.
So
bro.
just to veer off a little bit, man. Like I say, you know, on my song One Life, you know, I say, Brody told me that you have to live with decisions that you make, whether you take it or you give. That's the Brody that told me that.
That's
the Brody that told me that.
You live with the decisions you make, man.
Yes, sir.
And it's like, these are like, just like little gems. It's like, you know, you get a little older, you have like, I'm not responsible for myself no more. You get what I'm saying? I'm like actually not responsible for myself more. I'm more responsible for the people around me. You know what I mean? My wife, my kids, they rely on me. If something happened to me, who knows what the fuck is gonna happen? You know what I mean? So like these little things is like, my mind is, that's why I say like my mind is different. My approach was different, like coming up with this shit.
Ain't that a beautiful thing, though, brother? Because, you know, because if you really think about it, like up until recently, did I understand that people don't actually have visions. They don't plan for the future, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just live day by day, and then something just smack them in the face and it's over with. You know what I mean? I've seen plenty of situations where it's over with, bro. And it's like, now you gotta start from the bottom when you had all this opportunity to build.
Exactly.
You know, and you know, like I said, when you stop thinking about yourself and you start thinking about the people around you and the people that you have to care for, life be a little bit more different. You know what I mean? I've been living with that all day. All day today, I've been really going through that.
Man, like,
you know,
like these bars are fun. This verse is fun, but really in reality, it's like real reality. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for some people, it's real reality.
You know that one thing, boy. You know, like I say, man, you tell it exactly like it is, and that's the beautiful thing of why I like when you break things down for me, is because it gives me a different understanding. By the way, he's my cash cab, my one phone call. Anytime I have a question, I swear I call him like, hey,
a bunch of dumb shit for no reason.
Yeah. So you know, but yeah, man, go ahead.
So the next I go on, let's see. Don't ever accept a failure without giving a try, cause that's some shit you gotta live with until you die. I used to spend as fast as it came. That package on the plane, take a loss and that's a part of the game. but now it's Costco run, so I can go and fill up my fridge.
Yeah.
Gotta bust a couple plays before I pick up the kids,
right? Yeah.
See, I got shit to do. I call it busyness. I'm microdosing mushrooms. Now I'm really lit.
Right.
We be the syndicate. You want some silly shit? It's get rich or die trying flipping 50 cents.
Bruh.
And it's like, that's a
that
cliche
boy
bar, but it's like flipping 50 cents. You know what I mean?
No,
So
for
that's
sure,
tied all the way.
Man, it's tied in, yeah.
So I got 50 cents right there, right?
Yeah.
Let's turn it to $1. I need 100 more. Flip that 10 times, now I'm on a roll. Flip that another 10, watch my money grow. I got my trap line buzzing like a honeycomb. Let me talk my shit, y'all, cause I can't refrain. See, I'm the shit and you ain't nothing but a pea stain. I'm up north posted with my brother Sleep Train. He can help you brand your next exotic weed strain.
Shout out Sleep Train.
So shout out Sticker Farmer, Sleep Train
Yes,
7.
sir.
Now that's some free game. You got your notepad. I'm out here living on my feet without a toe tag. Them haters so mad. Shit, you better figure it out. Doing clown shit for them likes, trying to live off the clout. I'm too grown for it. I don't need attention. I need that 401k and a good pension. See, like right there, I'm gonna just stop right there. You young dudes out there, you gotta understand something, bro. The goal is to get old. The goal is to get old.
Comfortably.
The goal is to get old and set yourself up. That is the ultimate goal, man. So I'm saying this now. You might listen to this now, or you might hear this and be like, what the fuck is this dude talking about? But if you make it, and you up there, and you got things to take care of, just revisit it, and it'll make more sense to you.
Right.
You know what
And
I
you know,
mean?
I'm on the other end of that, you know. No 401ks, no pension.
I mean,
but I'm just speaking on the other side of it. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's not that I don't believe in it. You know, it's not that I don't believe in it. You know, it's like you know, everybody has their own journey. You get what I'm saying?
100%.
So, you know, and what he's saying is, you know, definitely, you know, find your route in life.
That's what it
You know what I
really
mean?
ultimately means is find your route in life, man. Because life happens fast. In a blink of an eye, everything can change. You could lose everything that you ever worked for. So it's kind of like you got to move with caution sometimes. It's just, you know, it's just, like I said, it's just more of a growth approach to what I'm talking about.
And like you said, you can't get that time back, man. So, you know, it's like, you know, that you got to build up for them 401s, right? And them pensions.
Exactly.
So, you know.
So I say, I'm too grown for it. I don't need attention. I need that 401k and a good pension. Need that hustle on the side, trap God blessings. Never taking L, it's only living life lessons.
Ooh. All L's right there.
We don't take L's, man. It's either it's a living life lesson. You know what I mean?
sir.
We don't take L's. You just move on and it's a lesson learned. I leave them second guessing. I'm sticking to the code. I want to live to see grandkids gray and old. Want to stack my paper fat so it don't fold and take a vacay forever, man. That's life goals.
Oh, man.
Cause I'm a trapper, bitch, and a family man. So basically, that's wrapping up that verse right there. But like I said, it's just a different idea, really, man. And I don't think a lot of people will probably, you know what I mean, gravitate towards it. But it's just something that I felt like I needed to say or get off my chest.
Well, you know what the beautiful thing about what we do, bro, is like I said, you know, I actually wanted to go back to what you said earlier about the young man's sport, right? Because you know, I had a guy to comment like, you know what I mean, this old motherfucker trying to rap, and you know, why these old motherfuckers trying to rap, and it's funny because I really sat and thought about that, right? I sat and thought about it, like, you know, the ignorance of what people see as, and just like I said, just the cover of it, you know, because like you said, whether they gravitate or not, you just wanted to do it.
Exactly.
It made you feel good,
that's
and it's them that's not gonna receive the cheat code if they're not listening.
Exactly. And
You know?
to be quite honest with you, I always said this, it's like whoever you think is the greatest rapper of all time or the greatest whoever it is, there's twice as many people that don't think so.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
right.
So it don't even matter. Like, if these people ain't fucking with you, these people will. As long as you spitting some shit that's relatable and you're keeping it real with yourself. You know what I mean?
And that's the whole thing. It's with yourself because my response to the young man's sport is the fact that I'm not an old motherfucker rapping. I'm healing myself therapeutically. You know what I mean?
Well, like I said, man, to be quite honest with you, like when I hear the shit that you cooking up right now, you are at like the pinnacle of your shit, bro.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
Like for real, you in like the prime of your shit for real, because I feel like you just cracked open that shell and just was like, fuck it, like, you know what I mean? Like, I've been telling you that too every single time we come around. You play some new music for me, and you know what I mean, all the shit you got lined up, like, you in your prime right now when it comes to that, you know what I mean, for putting it together, man. So,
you know, once again, man, it's funny because even as I write to a beat, sometimes I'll write the song and never look at it until I record it.
Yeah.
Like once I'm done writing it, like I don't even want to look at it. I want to write another one. Yeah. You feel me? And I'm just into the writing, and you know, I just love it, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's helping me, you know, therapeutically along with art. You know what I mean? Like all of it comes together, and it gives me peace. It allows me to not be in a rush. Like when I'm drawing a portrait or something, like I could just sit there and relax and, like, you know what I mean, listen to some music.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So, you know, it's therapeutic, man. You know.
And that's what it's there for, bro. Like you using it correctly.
Yeah.
And that's why, you know what I mean, the music comes out the way it does, and that's why the art comes out the way it does, because you using it you're coming from a good spot. You know
absolutely, absolutely,
yeah,
brother.
You can tell,
you know, I wanted to ask you this. So, what's the last 3 things you played on your platform?
What you mean?
Just what you was listening to. What you probably was on the bar or something. Like what was you just whatever it was you listened to. I just need to know the last 3. You know what I mean? Because we just want to know where your head at. You know what I mean? Because me personally, sometimes, like earlier,
funny,
my daughter
man.
was laughing because I picked her up from South City High, and I was slapping LMA in the drop convertible. You know what I mean? And she looking at me like, you know what I mean? Like funny, because it's like, damn, this motherfucker looking see.
I'm gonna be real with you. The last things I listened to was, if you have Apple Music, they have a love channel, and all they play is R&B music, like sick ones though.
Yeah,
you know
I listen to Soul Seduction.
Yeah, like I be on that shit. Rod Wave is one of the last things I listened to.
Okay, it did.
And then the last one I listened to wasn't really a listen. It was just on because I just wanted to hear what it sounded like. It was Jacquees and Dej Loaf's album.
No, Jacquees and Dej Loaf.
Yeah,
oh, they got a new album together?
Yeah, they got an album together.
Okay,
I just wanted to hear it just to see what it's like. I still check hella music. I always pay attention to like what comes out, what's new, and I'll give everything like one run through the whole thing. I still enjoy the shit out of it.
You
know what I mean? Like
you been one of them dudes
like,
that
I'm like you know, I give everything a try, like, and sometimes things stick with me and sometimes they don't. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just me as a listener. You know what I mean?
You know what's funny? I was sitting and I was doing something and I was listening. Like once again, I was just putting, because LMA had just dropped some new stuff, and Ty Dolla wrote one for her too, and I was like, man, bro, you know what people don't appreciate nowadays, that's kind of sucks, is people don't see the whole concept of a song. Like, you feel me? People aren't creating songs. Like, you know, I remember we had a show at the Ace of Spades, you remember?
Yeah.
And they was playing Erykah Badu. What song was that, brother?
Which one? Danger?
The baggage.
The Bag Lady.
Bag Lady. And you broke that down for me, bro, and I was like mind blown, because I never knew.
Yeah, people don't
never knew that.
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, and then my last question, man, is
yes, sir.
you know, I know you personally, bro, like you my brother for real, you feel me? And you a good man, bro. I just want to know, you know, what's the last considered good deed that you did just generally, like just randomly, like, you feel me?
Man,
I know you got plenty, but I'm saying the last one, bro. I'm saying like the last one that you just like, you know what, man? Like, cause you know, the reason why I asked this is because my problem is people, they tend to like be on their phone. Like, I don't even know how people run up on they app and be like what's up, Neil, bro? What's that? You know what I mean? Like how is you recording this, bro? Like, you get what I mean? Like when it's serious, it's on, bro.
That's the,
you know, so
that's the effect of the internet for real. That's what it really comes down to.
You and I are similar, man, to where it's like we just do good deeds just to do it, bro. No attention. So I wanted to bring it to the light, and I want to know what was your last good deed, brody.
I'm gonna be real with you, man. Like, I be at the job house, man, and they be wasting hella food, bro. Like, I'm talking about like,
I love it, yeah.
Like meals, like, you know, they waste a lot of money on food. And what I do is I'll package that whole shit up and I'll leave it outside for it.
That's a good.
There's like a little stand. I'll just put it on there, a couple sodas, whatever.
So that he get all the pigeons. He get all the pigeons. He get a group of pigeons. Hey, look, he step outside, bro. Ain't nothing but human shit all over the sidewalk.
You'd be surprised how some of these homeless people are so bougie, or I want to say bougie, but
yeah.
it's crazy. They'll look at the food
And be like,
be like, nah, yeah, look at the soda. They might take the napkins, but they won't. It's crazy to me, but I'm like, damn, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to help people out here because everything they won't talk
like
that
you
shit
said,
away.
it ain't even nothing about them. It's the fact that you did a good deed.
Yeah.
You know, although, you know, like I say, you know, in the restaurant business, man, you feel me? Like
Yeah,
they have to throw it away.
Yeah,
you feel me?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
if somebody eats that and gets sick, then they could get
Oh, yeah.
in trouble. So,
sure.
you know, but
That's probably
you know,
why they shit on the
I'm glad you
sidewalks.
Peter Pan in that shit. You know what I mean? I mean, not Peter Pan and Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Robin Hood and the food man
Yeah,
and feeded the hungry man.
And I mean, you know, I try
Yeah.
to do good as much as I can, man. That's
So
what it
yeah,
comes
man,
down
you know.
to, man.
But with that being said, man, you know, go ahead and present your song, my brother. You feel me?
Man, the song is Family Van, produced by Young Cuddy.
Yeah.
Check it out on all platforms, man. And shout out to my brother for having me on here, man. Listen
Yeah.
to what you're missing.
Oh yeah, man. Listen to what you're missing, man. You know what I mean? Another episode there,
Hell
man. We
yeah.
gonna keep it rocking. You know, so salute, man. Right on, brother.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Thank you, brother.
Yep.
I love you, Mom.
Look, I'm on some trapper shit and a family man. Let's go. Look, I'm on some trapper shit and a family man. You might catch me in the traffic in a family van. With some moves making rounds like a ceiling fan. Keep it low key, I ain't never try to be the man. Dodging all that bullshit, we keep it steady mobbing. Feeling like little scrappy cause you don't want no problems. You don't want no problems. You don't want no problems. Feeling like little scrappy cause you don't want no problems. But still I be so jiggy with it. Hit the city with it. I just popped another pilly, getting illy with it. Kick a bitch right out the spot if she ain't really with it. I just bought a safe and try to fit a milli in it. Looking at the surface, you would think I'm living average. Dropping my son off to his baseball practice. It's all about balance. You know I love that regular life. Shit, I'm just bouncing back from one hell of a night. Cause I was too turned up, too turned up. Ha, look, bitch, I was too turned up, too turned up. Damn. Ha, look, I'm on some trapper shit and a family man. You might catch me in the traffic in a family van. Staying solid, known to keep your shit 100 grand. Stack my hundreds face up in them rubber bands. I can hear that money talking. It's saying come and get me. It's family business till I die, so they coming with me. Went from stacking up this paper, came from pinching pennies. Went from eating mashed toast from ceremony Denny's. I used to sip the Henny, but now I drink agave. I took a trip to Cabo like I was Rico Suave. Drinking Casa de Valle, getting my relax on. Blowing all these C notes like I play the saxophone. Shit, the tag on the back too high. It's flooding in these streets, we ain't never going dry. Don't ever accept a failure without giving it a try. Cause that's some shit you gotta live with until you die. I used to spend as fast as it came. That package on the plane, take a loss and that's a part of the game. But now it's Costco run, so I can go and fill up my fridge. I gotta bust a couple plates before I pick up the kids. See, I got shit to do, I call it busyness. I microdose some mushrooms, now I'm really lit. We be the syndicate, you want some silly shit. It's get rich or die trying, flipping 50 cents. Let's turn it to $1. I need 100 more. I flipped that 10 times, now I'm on a roll. Flip that another 10 and watch my money grow. I got my trap line buzzing like a honeycomb. Let me talk my shit, yo, cause I can't refrain. See, I'm the shit and you ain't nothing but a pea stain. I'm up north, boosted with my brother Sleep Train. He can help you brand your next exotic weed strain. Now that's some free game, you got your notepad. I'm out here living on my feet without a toe tag. Them haters so mad, shit, you better figure it out. Doing clown shit for them likes, trying to live off the cloud. I'm too grown for it, I don't need attention. Need that 401k and a good pension. Need that hustle on the side, trap, God blessings. Never taking L, it's only living life lessons. I leave them second guessing, I'm sticking to the code. I wanna live to see grandkids gray and old. I wanna stack my paper fat so it don't fold. Take a vacay forever, man, that's life goals. Cause I'm a trapper bitch and a family man. You might catch me in the traffic in a family van. But some moves make my rounds like a ceiling fan. Keep it low key, I ain't never try to be the man. Huh? Bitch. Look, huh? Cause I'm a trapper bitch and a family man. You might catch me in the traffic in a family van.